Hello all, I'm Guna Madhivanan from Officers IAS Academy. Friends, we are coming up with an exclusive live quiz program based on current affairs targeting 2024 prelims on a weekly basis. So every Saturday at 6 p.m. in our Officers Path channel, we will be coming up with this live quiz program. So how to participate? So for which you have to install an mobile application. So go to either App Store or the Google Play Store to download this application named Kahoot application. Download and install it. Alright. So every Saturday at 6 p.m. in the live video, I will be giving you a 7-digit PIN. So you have to enter that 7-digit PIN in your installed application. In that Kahoot application, you have to enter that 7-digit PIN. Or we will give you a QR code. If you are not interested in installing the application, you can scan the QR code in the web browser. You can open the web page. In that you can enter this 7-digit PIN number and you can participate in this quiz program. So once you enter the 7-digit number, the application will ask you to give a username. So you have to give your username. Followed by your username, please give your last 4 digits of your mobile phone number. For example, my username is Guna8990, the last 4 digits of my phone number. So like that you can create your own username. That's all. You are ready to participate in the quiz. So in the live video, I will be showing you the question. The question will be followed by 4 options as usual, A, B, C, D. The 4 options will have a color code, right? So option A, red color, option B, blue color, option C, green color, option D, yellow color. So the 4 options will have 4 different color codes. So in your mobile phone, you have installed the Kahoot application, right? So the Kahoot application in your phone, in your device, it will show you 4 colored box, only 4 colored box. Only in the video which you are watching, in that live video, I will give you the question, followed by that 4 option I will be giving you. That 4 option will have a color code, right? So if you are going to choose A as the right answer, then A has red color, then in your mobile phone you will have a red colored box. You have to choose that. That's all. If the answer which you have chosen is correct, and if you have chosen that quickly, for every question we will give you 60 seconds. Assume that I am choosing A is the right answer, and I am choosing within 20 seconds, within 10 seconds, based on how quickly I choose the question. I have to choose the correct one and I have to choose it as early as possible. So the one who is choosing at the earliest will be given more points. So if I am choosing in 20 seconds, I will be given more points. If someone is choosing at 30 seconds, then relatively lesser points, right? So this is how the quiz will work. So at the end of the program, we will show you the leaderboard. Between the questions also, I will show you the leaderboard. At the end, I will show you the final leaderboard. The one with more number of points will be given a certificate, right? The idea of the quiz program is to provide you a real-time experience of solving the questions along with that competitive environment, right? I hope this program adds more value to your preparation. So along with this, we have a daily current affairs hit list series, daily answer rating initiative. So all these initiatives will give you a competitive edge in your 2024 prelims as well as mains. Right? I hope this adds more value to your preparation. So see you in the quiz. Till then, bye. Take care.
Good evening guys, welcome you all to yet another edition of the Officers General Quiz. Today we all come together on a very significant date, right? It's the 14th of August 2024. 77 years ago, it was on the same day, on the eve of which India gained her independence from the Britishers. In fact, it was wrested out of the hands of the Britishers. Today is also remembered as the Partition Horrors Remembrance Day. to commemorate or to generally remember what all horrors or violence this country had to face on account of the division of hearts in the name of religion. Let us hope and let us all resolve that in the future we do not see something of this scale in our country owing to any of the differences that might be. It can be religion, it can be caste, it can be gender, it can be even ideology. Let us all resolve that in the future that whatever we might do, it would go on peaceful lines, and violence would not even be the last resort that is there on our minds, right? On that note, we'll start with today's quiz. We have some exciting questions, 15 of them. A few of these questions will be timed for 30 seconds because they're quite easy. Some of these questions, as usual, will go on for a minute or so. So the seconds will be displayed on the screen and you'll know which question is for how many seconds. On that note, we can get off with solving the questions of this particular quiz. Let's start with question number 1. Right. Let's see what question number 1 is about. Yes, it is about the Earth hour. I'm sure it is a 30-second question because it is quite easy. The options that are given are Global Footprint Network, United Nations Environment Program, Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, and the Worldwide Fund for Nature. Quite a popular initiative in the recent times, something that started around the 2000s, 2007 to be precise. That is from when we are having this Earth hour. Quite an important, I would say, significant initiative by one of these organizations, right? Let's see how many of you have given the correct answer. Okay, now that's a split verdict. Though quite a few of you have given the correct answer, which is D, the Worldwide Fund for Nature is the answer to the question. It was initiated by this organization. It is something which is held on the last Saturday of every March, where between 8:30 and 9:30 p.m. we switch off all non-essential lighting to throw significance on the importance of conservation of energy. In the name of energy, we are clearing out a lot of forests. A lot of species are being wiped out of the face of the earth for giving us the energy that we make use of. So it is quite our responsibility that we use energy in a very, very, I would say, necessary way, not overusing it beyond what our needs may be. Even on the road or wherever you may go, if you see some lighting or some fan or some air conditioning running unnecessarily, you can take that initiative and go and switch it on. If you go and see the IUCN Red List, the website which displays the different species under the Red List, and if you go and check the threats column, you would notice that many of these species have a declining trend owing to meeting of the energy needs of one of the greediest species of this planet, which is us humans. So Earth Hour is something which is organized by the Worldwide Fund for Nature to throw light on the proper use of energy and switching off all other non-essential lighting. Those who have got it correct, wonderful. Worldwide Fund for Nature. I think some 8 of you have gotten the correct answer. 8 or 11 of you have gotten the correct answer. Let's check the leaderboard and see who stands first. In a quiz, it is quite important to catch on to the leaderboard right in the beginning, isn't it? Once you're down 5 questions, then it is quite impossible that you come back to the first 5 spots. Bhavani is right on the top. Congratulations, Bhavani. Followed by Mark Bismarck. That's quite an interesting name, Bismarck. Sivaranjani, Sujit, and Mani. That is about the leaderboard. Let's see if this is going to change in the next few questions that we are going to have. Let's move on to question number 2. Let's see what it is about. Which of the following commodities are exempted from GST? A very, very typical UPSC question. In fact, I think in 2018, if I remember correctly, there was a similar question. Which of the following items are exempted from the goods and sales tax? Here, the list goes on to mention crude oil, natural gas, petroleum, diesel, aviation turbine fuel. Right, some initiative which was introduced in the year 2017. right? It is something which amalgamizes the central and state taxes. One nation, one tax is how it was brought inside the country. Of course, there were quite a few hiccups when it was brought in, but now, after 7 years of the functioning of the GST, we must say that it has had quite a smooth ride. If it were so bad as commented upon earlier when it was brought in through a constitutional amendment, in 3 or 4 years it must have gone away. The very fact that it is staying here for 7 years goes on to say that yes, something is helpful with the implementation of the GST. I hope most of you have gotten the correct answer. Let's see what the answer is. Let's check what the answer is. And the answer is D. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. All of them in fact are exempted from GST, because on all of the products that have been given here, the VAT is applied by the state governments. So it is through that state governments get their revenue. One more thing which is not being given here, but we may very well include, is liquor. Liquor is also something on which VAT, value added tax, is levied by the state government. Though through the fluctuations of oil price in the global market from time to time, the central government reduces it, and the different functionings happens through the petroleum bunks and the petroleum distributors. From time to time, state governments have also been increasing the VAT so that they can realize some kind of a revenue from it. Right, so it has been a permanent bone of contention between the central government and state government. The state government most of the time accuses the central government for bringing in the GST and saying petroleum prices are so high. The central government in turn gives back its rebuttal saying that no, it is your VAT that you're applying on it. You're very much welcome to reduce the VAT on it and give a better price to the citizens or to the people of your state. Right? So it's quite a thing which is mostly on the news every time petroleum prices go up and down. You have a question on that, which of the commodities are exempted from GST. Now let's go on to 20 people have given the correct answer. That's very nice. That's very good that you've all gotten the correct answer. Let's see who comes into the leaderboard, who misses it out. Bhavani still stays on the top. We have two Sujit and Sujit 23 coming into the leaderboard. We have Si Seum, I don't know how to pronounce that name, but anyway, we have Priya, BSS Priya, also coming into the leaderboard. Very good, congratulations. I think we can move on to the next question and see what it is about. Which of the following is or are the tributaries of river Krishna? Right, quite a thing. You have 60 seconds for this question. The options that are being given are Bhima, Kosi, Tungabhadra and Malaprabha. If you've done a proper study of previous year's questions of the UPSC paper, you will very easily answer this question. Or if you've seen Officers IAS Academy video on how to learn the tributaries of rivers as songs, which was incidentally done by this person who's standing in front of you and talking. Right? The Krishna River is something which originates near Mahabaleshwar in Maharashtra. It is the second biggest river in peninsular India after Godavari, which is quite an interesting. The two main, in fact, of the triads, you always talk about these three rivers in one breath: the Krishna, the Kaveri, and the Godavari. They're asking about the tributaries of Krishna. You have 7 seconds. Yes, that's quite. The answer to the question is A. 1, 3 and 4. Bhima, Tungabhadra and Malaprabha are the tributaries of river Krishna. Kosi is not the tributary of river Krishna. It is a tributary of river Ganga. Right? So the Krishna River, to give you some more interesting facts, the team from Officers has prepared a wonderful fact sheet about each of these questions so that the quiz master, which is me, can share with you this information. Even if some information gets into your head through us speaking, and what if that information is being asked in the UPSC examination, and if you are able to get that question correct and avoid the negative marking, nothing like it. So to give a few more facts about the river Krishna, it runs from 4 states, right? Maharashtra, North Karnataka, and the rest of its 1,300 kilometer journey is in Telangana and Andhra Pradesh before it empties into the Bay of Bengal. Now, UPSC has a tendency to ask rivers in many different ways. It can ask through which of the following states does this river traverse. They can ask the tributaries of a particular river which is in news. They can even ask the national parks or the species which are benefited by the river running through the different protected areas. So one area, if you can study properly, you can answer many type of questions in the UPSC examinations. Rivers and its tributaries, the drainage of India generally is very, very important for the exam, right? So that said, who we'll see that 8 people have given the incorrect answer. Almost 10 people have given the correct answer. That is quite good. Let's see who gets into the leaderboard. It is still Bhavani right on the top, Sujit in the second spot, Priya third, Anand fourth, and Sujit, again the other Sujit, is there in the fifth spot. What is to be noted is that Praveen 22335, you are the highest climber. You have climbed up 9 places. It's just a matter of time, I think, before you can hit into the leaderboard. Let's see what or how you fare in the next few questions. We can move on to the next question. Let's see what it is about. Consider the following statements about bad bank. Right, you have 60 seconds for this question. A bad bank is a financial entity set up to buy non-performing assets from banks. The primary aim of setting up a bad bank is to help ease the burden on banks and get them to lend again to customers without constraints. Both look legitimate. Right? I don't think any of these statements can be incorrect. I'm giving out a clue, but you can decide for yourself. This NPA problem was quite a huge problem around 2016 to 2018, but to the credit of the NDA government, they have been able to contain the menace of NPAs, which loomed so large during the earlier UPA regime, in a very, very, I would say, efficient way, with the bad banks coming, with the insolvency bankruptcy code coming in, with the prompt corrective action of the RBI kicking in, with the government reining in RBI and RBI in turn reining in the banks. The lending has been much more responsible these days. Quite a commendable feat by the government that is there in power. Bad bank, as we all know, is a financial entity that has been set up for the reconstruction of bad assets. Right? I think most of you have gotten the correct answer. 21 of you have given the correct answer. Quite correct. It's an easy giveaway, isn't it? When you see these statements, you know that it is indeed correct. Very good. All the 21 of you who have given the correct answer. Let's get to the leaderboard and see who's right on top there. Sujit, 123. Congratulations, you're up on the top. And Bhavani has come to the 4th spot. Anant comes in the 2nd place. Sujit, another Sujit that we have, in the 3rd place. And Joshua, you have broken into the leaderboard. Congratulations, Joshua. Mani is the highest climber for this round. You have climbed 7 places. Let's see, Mani, if you are able to come back into the leaderboard. We can go on to the next question. Consider the following pairs. Let's see what these pairs are. Recession, okay, again it is an economic question. They have given different terms related to the performance of the economy. You have 60 seconds for this question, 1 minute. You have recession, slowdown, deflation, disinflation, and they have given the definitions. All that you've got to do is to match them in the proper way. Right. Recession, okay. Fall in growth rate, slowdown is fall in GDP, deflation, fall in the rate of inflation over a period of time, disinflation, persistent fall in the general level, price level of goods and services. Right. If you're an aspirant of UPSC, if you have studied these concepts, you'll know that they have been arranged in a certain way, and if you get the knack of it, you will be able to get it correct. Right. Very, very interestingly, most of you have given C as the correct answer. This is what we also expected, that you be confused with the terms and their definitions that have been given. Those who are have given more than a couple of attempts in UPSC, if you have given C as the answer, you will bite your tongue and you will just tap yourself on the head for getting the wrong answer. The answer is none of the above. They've all been mixed up in the same way that UPSC also does. Recession is the drop in GDP. Slowdown is the decline in the growth rate of the GDP. Right. An economic recession signifies a shrinkage in the GDP for 2 or more consecutive quarters, while an economic slowdown is when GDP continues to grow but in a slower rate than the previous period in question. Slowdown means production and earnings of the economy is not growing at the same pace as before. Deflation is a persistent fall in the general price level. Disinflation is a fall in the rate of inflation over a period of time. How many ever times you read about these concepts and these definitions, it will definitely skip your memory. Have you noticed that? And that is why economy, it is a game of not memorizing stuff but understanding the depth of it. If you are able to give examples for each of this even while you learn, you will notice that these definitions, these terminologies will never leave your mind. Those who have given attempts at the UPSC examination and have given C as the answer, which is the incorrect answer, go and rejig your preparation, go revise these concepts once again so that it is right on top of your head and you make no mistakes about it. You can expect such questions even in 2025 in the examination. Make no mistake, you might think that the exam is moving forward, they are asking tougher questions, but from time to time UPSC will ask a very simple question, and to the surprise and shock of many people across the country, you would see that it is in this simple question that many people miss out in giving the correct answer and end up scoring in the negative, right? So 5 of you have given the correct answer. Congratulations, all the 5. I am expecting to see the leaderboard change quite significantly, but let's see. Sujit, you're still on top. 1, 2, 3. Sujit 1, 2, 3 with 4414 points. You are a good 800 points ahead of your next competent, which is Bhavani. Bhavani is at 3632. Sujit 1, 2, 3 is at 4414. That is a good 800 points. Very good, Sujit. I'm quite happy for the way you are answering in the quiz. We have Aarthi breaking into the leaderboard. We have Jiva. We have Anand coming into the leaderboard. Like I said, the leaderboard completely has changed. Earlier it was in a certain way. We had another Sujit, we had Joshua, we had Mani coming in, but now Aarti, Jiva, Anant, these are new names that we are seeing. Sujit and Bhavani, you are doing consistently quite well. Now for this round, the combo breaker, 6 players just dropped their answer streak of 3. Like I said, you've been answering 3 questions correctly. This was the question which was your trap. Economy is always like that, isn't it? And sometimes in the examination also, I would say it would be a safe bet if you are able to skip a few economy questions, even if you think you know the answer quite well. At least initially when you go and answer the paper, don't answer these economy questions which are loaded with these words and statements. You can come back to it at later towards the end of the examination, right? Because that could be a combo breaker for you even in the prelims exam, right? So that said, let's move on to the next question and let's hope that it is not an economy question again. Right, question 6 out of 15 with reference to pollutants, which of the following pairs is correctly matched? You have 30 seconds for this question. The different pollutants: carbon monoxide, carcinogenic, hydrocarbon, causes stiffness of flower buds which eventually fall off from plants, nitrogen dioxide causes acute respiratory disease in children, sulfur dioxide blocks the delivery of oxygen to the organs and tissues. Right? Let's see how many of you are able to get the correct answer. It's quite a very interesting question, something which I'm not very interesting to see it in the way in which it has been given. A, B, C, D of this type, and they're asking to match the following question. Quite novel of Officers Academy to do so. Most of you, 15 of you, have gotten the correct answer. It is nitrogen dioxide which will cause acute respiratory disease in children. Right? In fact, if I have to detail upon it, dinitrogen and dioxygen are the main constituents of air. These gases do not react with each other at a normal temperature. At high altitudes, when lightning strikes, they combine to form oxides of nitrogen. Nitrogen dioxide is oxidized to nitrate ion and nitrite, which is washed into the soil where it serves as a fertilizer. When it comes to the pollution damage of nitrogen dioxide, higher concentration of nitrogen dioxide damage the leaves of plants and retard the rate of photosynthesis. It is a lung irritant that can lead to acute respiratory disease in children, and that is why C is the answer. Very surprising that so many of you have gotten the correct answer. I couldn't have answered this. If I had taken this question myself, I think I would have been clueless suddenly, because for me, every pollutant, when if you are somebody who travels by two-wheeler in a congested city like Chennai, I would say all of these pollutants may cause all of the troubles that have been given next to each of the pollutants that are there. I will not be able to isolate one pollutant from the effect that has been given besides that particular pollutant. Good that you have gotten the correct answer. Let's check the leaderboard and see if somebody or the leaderboard is changing. Sujit, you're still up there. 4414. Joshua, you've come second now. Bhavani has been pushed to third. Aarti fourth, and Mani, you're back again in the leaderboard. Up five places is Hylin. You are the highest climber, Hylin. Congratulations. Right. That said, we can move on to the next question. Question 7 out of the 15. Let's see. It is about polity, the de jure head of the state government. You have 30 seconds for it. A very simple question. De facto head and the de jure head, right? Quite easy for you to get the answers. Only 17, 19 answers, 20 answers have come in, 22, 24, counting. And quite an easy question. Right, we have all the people giving in answers. 27 people have given your answers. The de jure head is, of course, the governor of the state. The de facto head is the chief minister of the state. The de jure in the sense by law, who is the head of a state government? The head of a state government is obviously the governor. De jure head, the facto who actually exercises the executive power of the governor in the state, it is the chief minister. Very, very simple question. State executive, union executive. I don't think I need to detail about it any further, but one thing I will note. See, this union executive and state executive is something which UPSC repeatedly asks in the examination. So these are high merit areas or high hit areas. Whatever you study or not, if you study about union executive, state executive, union legislature, state legislature, fundamental duties, fundamental rights, DPSP, preamble, the philosophical part that I'm saying, anything related to judiciary, you'll be able to answer some of the questions in polity one way or the other. And governor, because that role itself is a point of contention between the union government and the state government, from time to time it is in news owing to the troubles between these two governments. So many times it finds itself in current affairs, and UPSC is tempted to take that for a question in the examination, right? So governor, whatever you see, president, whatever you see in current affairs, make sure you follow it. You can expect a question from this area quite repeatedly in the examination, right? So let's see who comes into the leaderboard anew. Right, we have Sujit again right on top. Sujit, now I think you yourself might be bored of the entire exam. Okay, I know I'm winning. You don't have to call out my name. Sujit, you have 5351 points, and the one who's standing next to you, Joshua, has 4611, which is a good 700 points behind. Earlier it was 800. Now slowly Joshua is trying to close in ranks with you. Aarti, you have come in third. Mani, you have come in fourth. Mani, you have the highest answer streak of 4. You've gotten 4 answers together correct. Let's see if you're able to dethrone Sujit from his permanent top place in the first few questions of this quiz. Let's go to question number 8. Question 8 of 15. Let's see what it is about. Which of the following islands are located in the African continent? You have 60 seconds for this question. Comoros Islands, Seychelles, Mauritius, Cocos, and Madagascar. African continent. I think one of these definitely is a no-brainer, and you shouldn't be selecting it as part of the African continent. Let's see. It is quite confusing for most of us, I would say, right? Because you would think one of these islands is not in Africa, it belongs to some other continent, but you would be surprised to see the answer. Which of the following islands are located in the African continents? So this type of question is something which is common to both international relations. If these islands for some reason or the other find themselves as part of news, as part of a places in news question, map based question, geography, disaster based question, or generally world physical geography question, such questions are asked from time to time. Factoids, as I call them. They are just blind facts. If you follow current affairs properly, if you prepare for them in a pointed way, you will be able to get these questions correctly. Like I said, like I expected, split verdict on this question. I expect the leaderboard to change after this question also. It was quite a tricky question, not a very easy question. The answer to the question is A. 8 of you have gotten it correct. Let's see the leaderboard. I'm waiting to see the leaderboard to see if some. Yes, Joshua, you have broken Sujit's streak. You are 5496 points now. You have gotten 3 questions in a row correct. You are back in the game, Joshua. Sujit, you have been dethroned. They say in Tamil, they say, isn't it? Kannu patruchu, right? Sujit, Kannu patruchu ungalku. You have come to the second spot. Anant third, Aarti fourth, and Mani consistently. You have come. You are there on the 5th spot. Right, Mani is like this kind of a person. If you are somebody who follows cricket quite often, you would see one name consistently coming up in all of the records, but that name will not be on the top. It will not be the top performer, but that name will keep on coming in the records book. I remember when I used to watch cricket in those times, Jacques Kallis from South Africa. He was somebody who was an all-rounder. He would not come in the top of batting stats or bowling stats. But since he was an all-rounder, his name would always come up in the records table whenever they give up the statistics in between the matches, right? When the commentary is going on, the commentators speak about it. You're like a Jacques Kallis, you're like a Sean Pollock Money, 6392. You're 4410 points. You are a good I would say 1000 points away from the top performer, who is Joshua. Let's see, Mani, if you are able to pick up your game and come to the top, because I see your name consistently for the last 3 questions in the leaderboard. Joshua, congratulations. Many congratulations. You have successfully dethroned Sujit 1, 2, 3. Let's go to the next question and see what it is about. 9 of 15. Which of the following indices can be used to understand the rising healthcare costs in the country? It is an economic current affairs based question. You have 30 seconds for it. It is a very, very objective question. Purchasing manager index, producer price index, wholesale price index, consumer price index, right? They're asking about what can help us to understand rising healthcare costs in the country. If you can pay attention to what is being asked, then it is a no-brainer, right? The answer to the question is a no-brainer. Most of you have gotten it correct. 21 of you have given the correct answer as CPI. It is healthcare cost, isn't it? It can only be a consumer price index. It cannot be a wholesale price index or a producer price index or a purchasing managers index. Purchasing managing index is more about the manufacturing segment. It is not related to the common man. Healthcare is related to the common man. Just with the word, if you can make an educated guess, you will drop into the answer. CPI is an index which measures the weighted average of prices of a basket of consumer goods and services such as transportation, food and medical care. It is calculated by measuring price changes for each item in the predetermined basket of goods and services, right, and averaging them after that. The base year currently that is used for calculating the CPI is 2011-2012. It is the Central Statistical Organization which releases this index. CPI, WPI, very, very often we find it in the UPSC paper. That is why I gave the explanation behind them, which is so kindly, so well prepared by the officers team. Let's go on to the leaderboard and see who's on top. Let's see if Joshua comes back. Joshua, you're right there. And Mani, you've been pushed to the 4th space, right? 4th place is where you are currently. Quite a fall, I would say. Sujit, 1, 2, 3. Mani, you've taken my word and you have climbed up 2 spaces and now you have come to the 3rd spot. Anant, you have made a quite a comeback by answering 3 questions correctly in a row. You stand 2nd now. Joshua stands on top, 6-4. Now and Shankari has broken into the leaderboard, right? So let's see now that Joshua is there up for 3 questions now. Who's able to dethrone Joshua? Joshua dethroned Sujit, 1, 2, 3. Now let's see who's getting ready to dethrone Joshua. Joshua points is 6-4. Anant is 5-6-7-6, which is somewhere around an 800 point difference between these two. Next few questions can be quite a game changer. We are going into the 10th question of the quiz. It is quite tricky. Let's see if it changes the equation in the leaderboard. Consider the following pairs regarding the mountain passes and the states in which these are located. Right, you have 60 seconds for it. Shipkila, Sikkim, Natula, Himachal Pradesh, Zojila, Jammu and Kashmir. Right. Match the following questions are quite tricky. If I were to see them in the examination, I would definitely leave them if I don't remember. Right? I don't know whether in your quiz you have the option to skip questions. Right? We don't know about it, but let's see how many of you get it correct. All of these passes are very important because they help you to traverse from one mountain range to another, all in the Himalayas, of course. These passes are strategic entry and exit points. Right? That is why countries or even empires in medieval and ancient India always tried to protect these passes very, very diligently. Right, let's see if the answers are up. Again, a split verdict like I expected. This is going to change the equation in the leaderboard. Answer to the question is D. Only the third one has been correctly matched. Zojila is very well in Jammu and Kashmir. Shipkila, it is in Himachal Pradesh. And Natula is a mountain pass in the Himalayas connecting Sikkim with the Chumbi Valley of the Tibetan Plateau in China. Right, very, very strategic passes of the Himalayas. Let's see what happened in the leaderboard, who's broken into it anew and who's gone down. Anand, you are right on top. What a change to the leaderboard. Joshua, you have been toppled. Right, why vechite? Right, Abbasagunama, why vechach? Right, Joshua, you have come second. Anand, you're right on top. Sujit, you're in the third spot. Aarti, fourth spot. And Mani 6392. Our own Jacques Callis is at 5380. Right, Anand, you have 6579 points. The one who is behind you is Joshua, 6464. Joshua, you're just 100 points behind. Mani, you still have the game with you. If you push it a little bit in the last few questions, you have 5 more questions, you'll definitely be able to break it into the top. Ansa, you are the highest climber for this question. You're up 6 places suddenly. Let's see if Ansa is able to climb into the leaderboard. Right? We can move on to the next question. Let's see which subject it is about. Which of the following are the factors in the determination of minimum support price? What a beautiful question. We all know about the MSP. They're asking what factors determine the determination, or what is the thing which helps us form the MSP. You have 60 seconds for this question. Cost of production, price trend in the domestic and international markets, intercrop price parity. I've not seen this question so far in UPSC also, right? It's a very, very interesting question. What are the factors which determine how the MSP is fixed? A very, very interesting way to look at it. Probably this can come in the 2025 paper too, because MSP is quite a bone of contention between the government, the union government, and the farmers. The farmers want better price. The government, union government thinks that this is already something that we are giving it out of our own interest for the farmers. It is not something that we are obligated to do. The farmers wanted to be legislated, lot of issues going on, and now we've got the answer. Answer is D, all of the above. Many of you have gotten the correct answer, which is very, very interesting. Very good, those who have performed well. This MSP is a very hot issue because now the government has come back to power and it is in majority. The same NDA government is continuing. We have to check and see whether they are trying to bring back the farmers bill again and what the reaction of farmers can be. The last year we saw a lot of farmers protests. Let's see what is in store for us this year, what is in store for the agricultural sector this year, and what the union government has in its mind. Let's check at the leaderboard. Most of you have gotten the correct answer. Anant, you're still on top with 7530 points. Sujit 123. You have come back to the second spot, 7276. Joshua 6464. Aarti 6383. Shankari 6040. Up by 4 places is BSS Priya. You are the highest climber. I thought this question could be quite difficult for some of you, but looks like most of you have gotten the correct answer. Very good. Right? We may go on to the next question and see what it is about, which subject it deals with. Consider the following statements about the National Tiger Conservation Authority. Environment and Ecology, Biodiversity Conservation. You have 60 seconds for this question. NTCA is a statutory body under the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Whenever UPSC gives a question like this, that is the precise time when you will be wondering, is this a statutory body or is this an executive body, right? All these questions suddenly come to your head even if you had read it for 1,000 times, right? Is it a statutory body? Right, that's a question for you to answer. It performs functions as provided in the Environment Protection Act of 1986. It is a tiger conservation authority. Will it perform acts that have been mentioned in the Environment Protection Act, or is it according to some other act? Right. If it is some other act, can it not also include the Environment Protection Act? All these are questions that you should try to answer in your head. All of you have given the answer. Most of you have given the correct answer, which is quite interesting. Answer is A. NTCA is indeed a statutory body which is taking its powers from the Wildlife Protection Act of 1972 and not the Environment Protection Act of 1986. Most of you have gotten it correct, so I don't think I need to explain it any further. Every year, there is definitely some biodiversity conservation organization which is asked in the exam. It can be traffic, it can be WWF, it can be IUCN, it can be BirdLife International, it can be NTCA, because conservation, environment, pollution and degradation, climate change is the syllabus line that you have for GS paper 3 in mains. And environment, ecology, biodiversity, pollution and climate change is a very important part of the prelims examination, because forest services officers also take the same prelims exam. So you have almost 20 to 22 questions from this area alone. That is the importance of environment and ecology. People think history is very important, geography is very important for the UPSC prelims. No, I would say it is environment and ecology, economy and polity. And environment and ecology plays a crucial role in it. Every year, mostly I see at least one biodiversity conservation organization being asked in the paper. Whatever is in news of that nature, you can collect information about it. You can expect it to be asked as a question in the examination. Now let's check the leaderboard and see if something has changed. Sujit 123, you are back on top, sir. Congratulations with 8241 points. Anant, now you have been dethroned with 7530 points. Aarti comes third, Shankari fourth. Shakti Devi, you have broken into the leaderboard now. Now 3 players just hit the answer streak of 4. Now it's getting really close. We are 12 questions down, only 3 more questions. In the next 2 questions, if you're not bringing back your game in, if you're not getting the correct answer, I think it might very well be Sujit 123 who will bag this quiz. But that is something which we will have to decide after we'll see the other questions that are there. Mani, I'm not sure where you are. I would really like to see your name again on the leaderboard, because you were one consistent performer right from the beginning. Let's see if the next few questions are to your advantage. Let's go on to question number 13 and see what is in store for us. Which of the following national parks has one of the highest numbers of one-horned rhinos? What kind of a question is that? How are we to know? 60 seconds is what you have, and they are giving all difficult names in terms of national parks. Bogali Bihu, Assam. Makaravilakku Festival, Kerala. Sorry, I got the question wrong. I think the question has been given in the incorrect way. The question has to be, consider the following pairs of festivals and the states in which they are celebrated. Right? It is festivals list 1 and states list 2. The question has been erroneously given. I'm sure it must have been some kind of a error in making the question. List 1 is the festival and list 2 is the state in which it is celebrated. Bogali Bihu, Assam. Magaravilakku, Kerala. When you see the name, you know where it is being celebrated, isn't it? It is quite a giveaway. I don't think it is needed to be in the quiz. I will tell you, Magaravilakku is definitely in Kerala, right? But it is quite a close scrape. Many of you, 14 of you in fact, have said C is the answer. 12 of you have said D is the answer. It's a close fight between C and D. I would like to congratulate those who have given D as the answer, because that is the correct answer to the question. Bogali Bihu, also known as Mag Bihu, is a harvest festival in Assam. Lokrang is a festival which is celebrated in Madhya Pradesh and which commences on the Republic Day, 26 January every year. It features major dances and the different tribal exhibitions that are there. It's an exhibition of art. Nongkrem is a dance festival celebrated by the indigenous Kasi tribe of Meghalaya, Magarvilakku, as I had mentioned earlier. Of course, it is from Kerala, right? Held on the day of Makar Shankranti. Now, this is a very interesting question in that 12 people have gotten the correct answer, which is D, but 14 people have marked C as the answer. Let's see who comes into the leaderboard. Right? Sujit, you have been unstoppable in this quiz. 9034 points, you're right on top. Anant, you're falling very, very close, right? You are 600 points away from the top spot. Joshua, you've come back, third spot. Aarti, and we see Mani again. Mani has broken into the leaderboard. Congratulations, Mani, for coming back in. You deserve that space because you've been there for quite some time now, right? Let's move on to the next two questions. It is the last two questions that are there. Let's see who gets it correct. Question 14 out of 15. Which of the following are tiger range countries? Bhutan, China, Indonesia, India, and Vietnam. This is a no-brainer. If you see the list of countries that have been given, if you know what a tiger is, you will be able to get the correct answer. You have 60 seconds, quite unnecessary, I would say. 30 seconds is more than sufficient. You would know that tiger is something which populates many of these Southeast Asian countries. It has been there as part of our geography, of our territories for a very, very long time now. Bhutan, China, Indonesia, India, Vietnam, right? Let's see if any of you are able to get an incorrect answer for this question, because it is very hard to get incorrect answer for such questions. Let's see how many of you get it incorrectly. You have 10 more seconds. There is no need for any explanation for this question, isn't it? It is the tiger. You see Southeast Asian countries, similar climate types. Not a difficult question at all. And most of you have gotten it correct. 15 of you have gotten the correct answer, which is D. Let's get to the leaderboard and see what it is about. Anant, congratulations. You have just scraped through Sujit's points of 9034. You stand right at the top at 9401. Joshua, you come third. Mani, you are making a comeback with 3 answers correct in a row. You are at 8284, which is a good 1200 points away from that of Anant. With one question, can you come on the top? I doubt it, but you can come into the top 3. Aarti, you're still there. You're also performing quite well, Aarti. You have been there consistently. Now, I think it is between Anant, Sujit, Joshua, Mani, and Aarti. And most importantly, between Anant and Sujit to see who comes right on top. Let's go to the last question of the quiz. Question number 15. Let's see what it is about. Of course, it is something which will throw you off your feet. Consider the following pairs. It is a match the following question with respect to nuclear power plants in India and the states in which they are located. You have 60 questions. You have list 1 and list 2. Narora in Rajasthan, Tarapur in Maharashtra, Kaiga in Uttar Pradesh, and Kalpakam in Tamil Nadu. Kalpakam alone, I'm sure nobody would miss. But the other 3, they're not very, very familiar names that you hear quite often. And also, as with UPSC, every year at least one question related to nuclear energy is asked in the paper. If not nuclear energy, some form of renewable source of energy is definitely asked, because it is through renewables that we can get on the track of sustainable development, right? So renewables are very important. Every year some renewable energy resource is tested in the paper, and nuclear is very, very important. It is one of the most promising renewable energy sources, unlike other renewable sources which are not quite viable for the scale in which they can operate in India, or the R&D cost is too high. Right, let's see how many of you get the correct answer. It's a very tricky thing because it is match the following. Not many people may know. Let's see how many of you get the correct answer. Like I expected, this is also a close shave, I would say. 10 of you have gotten B as the answer, but it is not the answer. Answer to the question is D. 9 of you have got. I am definitely expecting the leaderboard to change. I'm quite curious to see the leaderboard. Let's go to the leaderboard right away and see who is on the top and wins the quiz. The podium at place 3 is Shankari 9697, dark horse. All this while she was not making much of a noise, but suddenly she is up there. Sujit, you are at the second spot. Anant, you win this quiz, right? You and Sujit have been close contenders right from, I think, the 10th question or so. It was not a big surprise that you both would definitely come to the podium, but I am quite impressed and surprised with Shankari breaking into the third place. Very well played, Shankari. You were not there in the last two leaderboards, but suddenly you've given a comeback, a very, very strong comeback, and come into place 3. And that is the podium. At number 3, we have Shankari. At number 2, we have Sujit 1, 2, 3. And at number 1, we have Anant 1925. Congratulations to all the winners. The number will be displayed on the screen. Please take a screenshot of your position and send it along with your full name and phone number to the WhatsApp number that is being published. It will be taken forward from that by the officers team. Congratulations all of you for participating in this quiz. I think 28 of you were there for this quiz right from the beginning to the end. I'm quite humbled to see that a quiz conducted by someone like me, that so many people are coming and participating. I'm very happy for all of you guys. Wish you again a very, very happy Independence Day. Let us all cherish the ideals of independence, which is going to happen tomorrow. Let us feel proud to be Indians and be very, very happy that we are quite blessed to be born in the best country that is there in the entire world, which is our motherland. Jai Hind. Thank you.